Bobby Vs here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Tariq versus Effie. Now, I did say in my last video that the biggest opponent that Tariq definitely has other than Noma is Effie. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Effie is going to want to be the #1 person for the plug. Now, of course, there's competition there because Drew wants that position, but at the same time, Kane wants that position. You can see it. Kane wanted the position Tariq had in season 3, where Noma came to Tariq for things. Noma relied on Tariq. Tariq was the person she went to, and he was literally the leader of the group. Kane even going as far as to say, whenever Tariq say he's going to get some stuff done, he gets it done. So when it comes down to it, with Tariq not there anymore, who can hold that down? Who can hold it together? Me personally, in my opinion, not taking nothing away from Kane, the only person who I really think can hold it down like that would possibly be Effie. And the reason why is not because, Effie was around Tariq, it's because Effie and Tariq somewhat are equals. When they work together, they're daggone near unstoppable because they're very similar to one another and they have a similar ambition, a similar coldness to one another. I'll just say that Tariq is more loyal than Effie is. That's the only difference between the two. But other than that, she is an opponent. She has always been an opponent for Tariq since she was introduced. A lover and an opponent at the same time. And so she was always having that dangerous love. I've always said that Tariq and Effie reminds me of Batman and Catwoman, Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle. Someone who you love to be around, someone who everything is good with, y'all are great, but she gonna cross you. And that's a very similar situation. And that's why I call this video, it's gonna be Tariq versus Effie. Effie noticing how things is now with Tariq being gone, Kane being shot. Who else can really lead the group right now, right? Monet is down too. Who is going to be the face with Noma? Obviously, it's going to be Effie, and Effie's going to step up to take that power position. She's going to be the one who's going to try to be the main person. She's going to look at the fact that she knows things better than Drew and Diana does, not taking nothing away from them. But she's also going to look at the fact that she betrayed Tariq for Noma, and that she warned Noma about Iva Covington, who is Noma's daughter, that Tariq would go after her, when really that was a strategy that both Effie and Tariq was going for. So when it comes down to it, that's the opponent Tariq is going against. And that's the person everybody wants him to destroy the most, because no matter what he's done, Effie, for her to betray him the way she did is crazy. For those of you who don't know, I've said this, that Effie is a Book 1 character. She was introduced in Power Book 1 Season 6, the same way as Brayden, a Book 1 character introduced in Power Book 1 Season 6. Both characters who would eventually go on to play big in Power Book 2 Ghosts. And Effie was an opponent for Tariq then. There was some romance between the two then. When they first met one another, they was just cool, but then they got romantic, and then she betrayed him because he ended up getting kicked out of school because somehow they found out he and Brayden was selling stuff at Cho. And so basically what happens is when Effie comes back in Book 2 Ghosts, Tariq doesn't really trust her, doesn't really want to work with her. It's more like a one-time thing on business, but she apologized consistently for betraying him, saying that it was just a one-time thing, he was the competition, and she had to get him out of the way, saying she would never ever do it again. And I'm gonna be honest with you, she did everything she could to be loyal to Tariq, but then she always did something that was backstabbing and conniving. One of the biggest moves of backstabbing was when she went behind Tariq's back and reached out to both Brayden and Kane to help her set up Lauren behind Tariq's back, knowing what she did. Crying towards the end of the season, knowing what she did, but she felt she did what she had to do and that Tariq would never find out about it. And then by the time we get to season 3, when Tariq gave her multiple chances to admit to what she did, she would never do it, only for them to just literally have a bad situation, like have an argument, a breakdown because of it. And so now it's led into her betraying Tariq for Noma, and now we're in a situation where she's probably #1 on that man's list. So when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be these two competing the entire time. I think it's going to be Effie who's kind of able to predict Tariq's next move. She's going to become the person that most people go to, even though Kane thinks he's figured out Tariq, he really hasn't. Kane shows himself in ways that you wouldn't see coming. Like, he'll be probably thinking about something that you don't think he's thinking about, and he's one of those guys who all of a sudden he does something you didn't expect him to do. But it would be Effie who would be the biggest opponent, being that she was with Tariq, she was on teams with Tariq and everything. Like, she was very close to him and his former lover, who would know what Tariq is going to do or what his next move is going to be. And that's the reason why I say this is going to be these two as opponents. This is going to be Tariq versus Effie. But that's pretty much all I got to say when it comes down to it. I just want to say this your boy Bobby B's here. I just want to say much love, much respect. Hold it down. And